Hi BookTube, it's Sina, beating around the books, and I'm here to do a rather short video. It is my non-fiction November TBR, or I do apologize for the noise. My cat is currently chasing his favorite plastic ball. He is very good at dribbling. Anyway, it's probably not going to be a TBR. It's probably a pile of possibilities, as always, because I'm no good at following through with reading all the books. I'm sure you all know Non-Fiction November, hosted by the wonderful Book Olive. I will be posting the link to her announcement video down below. And I really like that these prompts are always so incredibly non-prescriptive. It's one of my... I don't like readathons that are too prescriptive. I find them incredibly off-putting, probably because I'm such a mood reader. Let's just get on with it, shall we? So there are 4 prompts. They are all one-word prompts, as always. And they are element, record, secret, and border. Yes, so I have chosen, I guess, like a first choice and then another option if I don't feel like the first choice, whatever. Or, I don't know, if I'm not feeling it, I have something else. So the first one, element, was, relatively easy. The first choice I have actually was, I think, on my non-fiction November TBR last year. Small Bodies of Water by Mingya Powles. Still really interested in it, just never picked it up for whatever reason. It's an essay collection. She is writing, I guess, about all sorts of bodies of water in which she has swum because she likes, I think, is it called wild swimming or is it? I'm not 100% sure if that's what it's called. And this doesn't tell me because this is just blurbs from other writers. Yes, but I mean, that is just, obviously, that's the connecting element, sorry, no pun intended, of the essays. But really, it's, it's about home and identity. And, if you're somebody who's who comes from different sort of racial and ethnic background, cultural backgrounds, which is something I'm obviously quite fascinated by or interested in because I myself, have been always sort of preoccupied with these kinds of thoughts. And there we go. Let's not talk any further about this. I haven't read it. I don't know yet. Okay, and the second choice for this kind of fits kind of very well into that thing as well. It could go for border as well, I would say. Is Two Trees Make a Forest by Jessica J. Lee. The author is a British, Canadian, Taiwanese author. Which is obviously something I'm interested in. How often do I actually hear from Taiwanese authors? Not all too often, and especially not from mixed race ones like myself. And she actually, this book is about her traveling to Taiwan, and I don't know exactly what the specific reason is why she's moving there. But I do think part of it is to sort of, piece together certain sort of, family background, family history, and, seeking a different connection to that part of her heritage. And yeah, very personal to me, and therefore makes sense to maybe put that there. But yeah, so I felt like that could be borders, but it could also be elements because, forest, trees, the earth, la la la. Anyway, so the next one, record. Again, have several for that, but the very first one I thought of was this, W.J. Sebald's Luftkrieg und Literatur. Wait, I wrote down what it is in English. On the Natural History of Destruction. yeah, not light reading, certainly. Sebald was a sort of very harsh critic of the the German post-war literary scene, because he felt like they were not engaging with, the elephant in the room. That is not to say the Second World War, but sort of what's it called? The bombing of German cities, of civilians, la la la. How do you say that in German? Luftkrieg. What is that called? Like aerial bombings, I guess. And so he thought that was a massive failure on part of German authors of the time. Basically he speaks about that in this essay, looking at post-war literature in Germany, and I guess their shortcomings. And I found that incredibly fascinating when I first heard about it. I'm not sure if I'd already read him or I'd already planned to read him, but I read an essay or like a polemic by a German Jewish writer and critic, what have you, contemporary now. His name is Max Jolek, and he mentions Sebald's analysis, and it was really interesting. So can kind of look forward to reading this. I chose this for record, because I was thinking, well, literature is also a record of what people were engaging with intellectually or culturally, and I guess in this case it's about the refusal of a large part of German society and its authors, I don't know, literary establishment, what have you, to record something that happened then. I don't know. Am I making sense? I don't think this is too tenuous a link. Anyway, that's one. Then I have a completely different one, which is just doesn't need any introduction. Susan Sontag's on photography. It also doesn't really need an explanation as to why this would fit with recording things, right? I've skimmed this for my very first paper I wrote in the first semester, because for some reason I decided to do it on a photograph as a literature student. Who knows? And then after that, of course, kept encountering her name all the time, because why shouldn't you, Anyway, might look into this during this month, who knows? And then the last one, completely different. It is, what's it called? Data Power, Radical Geographies of Control and Resistance by Jim E. Thatcher and Craig M. Dalton. Sorry, I really don't know any of these names because I didn't buy it on the back of the authors' names. They are sort of, looking, I guess, at, obviously, the power that lies in data, in collecting it, in what we give away, but not just about data in sort of the online realm, but also things like security cameras, CCTV, and how, well, by and large, we tend to try and shy away from actually engaging with that topic and wondering, and really thinking about how that changes the way we live, the way we can be, I guess, what am I trying to say? Like followed, manipulated, and so on and so forth. And what I found interesting here is it's not just talking about, how technology is bad or anything like that. What I found really interesting, and I'm just going to read that bit to you. Recognizing the potential for both control and liberation, the authors argue against both acquiescence to and rejection of these technologies through intentional use of the very systems that monitor them. Activists from Minneapolis to Hong Kong are subverting, resisting, and repurposing technologies. And yeah, let me stop reading there because I don't want to bore you with reading a blurb, but that's what I found the most fascinating about this. And yeah, I guess that fits record, right? There we go. And then what is the next one? Secret. For Secret, I have 2 audiobooks that I had marked down somewhere on script quite a while ago. One is Cultish, and I've forgotten the author's name. I'll put a thing in here. And the other audiobook is The Hidden Life of Trees by I think his name is Peter Wohlleben. It was actually originally in German. I think my library has it as an audio, but I'm not sure. So if they don't have it, or if there's a hold on it or something, I'm just gonna use the English translation on script because, oh my god, sorry, my cat is going crazy. Hey, wait. Oh no! Oh no! Well, that went wrong, didn't it? There you go. He does sometimes play fetch, but he's not a dog, right? So he only does it whenever he wants. Cool. Sorry. Hidden Life of Trees. Yeah, I didn't actually think of that myself. I saw Mark Nash's video, and he had put The Secret Life of Trees on his TBR. And I thought, oh, fantastic. I've been wanting to read that for over a year. Let's buddy read it. And then when I went into my script and looked at my saved audiobooks, I was like, oh no, that is not the same book. Anyway, it still sounds like a really fascinating book. And I don't know if I can use any of this footage because of this cat. Oh my God. Right. And the last prompt is border. Border, I've also only got audiobooks for, well, unless I wanted to count that 2 trees and a forest thing. One is The 7 Ages of Death. I've again forgotten the name of the author. Why did I not write this down? Something Shepherd with his last name. Anyway, he's a forensic pathologist, and so yeah, he writes about his experiences and reflections on doing a lot of postmortems. And the ages, I think what he means there is literally like, you know, he's done postmortems on people who died of age, who were very, very old, and also who were very young, people who came to some kind of violent death, or, you know, in an accident. Well, that is also a violent death, I guess. Anyway, it sounds, if a bit morbid, also really intriguing. And I don't know, it's just something that I've been interested in, and it's been in my library, in my audiobook library for quite a while. So that seems to fit to me. Why did I link it? Oh yeah, well, you know, the border between life and death, and yeah. And the other one, that is actually not a potential for me to read because I have already listened to it, but it is fantastic, and it just needs, recommending a bit more, I guess. That's Valeria Luiselli's Tell Me How It Ends. It's an essay. What is it? Subtitle is an essay in, X number of questions. Which is about underage children who are detained in the US, who've come over from Mexico, so crossed the border, and the questions that they are asked when they are sort of processed, and that then in the answers to which determine whether or not they will be sent back, or this is an incredibly moving essay, very well written, And I think, yeah, more people should read it. And I listened to this before I read Lost Children Archive. Obviously, they kind of, in a way, complement each other because they have the same topic or similar themes anyway. And I don't know. I mean, some people said, oh, they wish they'd like read this after or before or whatever. I don't know. I don't mind either way. I just thought it was really, I guess in a way, it shed some more light on the novel as I was reading it. Whereas, but anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop rambling and try to cut this down to a reasonable size, or delete it and do it all over again. So that is it. I don't know, are you taking part in nonfiction November? Do you read a lot of nonfiction generally? Or is this the only month in which you do? I don't know. Let me know what you've chosen. That'd be really interesting to hear. Or if you've read any of these books and can recommend one, more highly than another or whatever. See you next time. Bye bye.